Hey everybody, it's Dave from Gripping Golf Podcast, coming to you with a little bit different video today. Today, more of a science experiment than anything else, having to do with my Perfect Practice putting mat. Anybody who owns one may have the same opinion. It's a fantastic product, but if there's one drawback to it, it is loud. So I thought about ways I could maybe do something about that. Initially, I just tried stuffing a towel underneath. I wasn't really able to get it to sit flat, just varying sizes of towels, and I couldn't really get a noise reduction. So I thought I'd take it a step further and try a few experiments and see where we ended up. So I'm going to take you through that process and show you what I did to try to get my Perfect Practice putting mat to be a little bit quieter.
We're about to shoot a shot.
Step one in my process ended up being purchasing a can of spray foam from my local hardware store. Most of you have seen it in some capacity, probably used it to fill in some holes like where the air conditioning lines come into the house to keep bugs out of your home. I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot. We'll give it a good spray into the bottom of the unit and see what happens. So as you can see, what I did was I took a whole can, sprayed quite a bit of it, the entire can actually, into the void underneath the ramp, filled it up completely. I did let it cure overnight. It said it's dry to the touch in 15 minutes and cures in 8 hours, but I did let it go the full overnight. And I ended up having to cut it so that it would be flush with the bottom of the ramp itself. In that process, you'll see that some of the foam hadn't completely cured underneath, so I let it sit for a few more hours before I started trying to mess with it again. Once everything was all set up with the foam, we gave it a roll. Did the foam make a difference? I'll let you guys decide. Here's a side-by-side comparison to before and after. Okay, so after completing that process, I decided it didn't make much of a difference whatsoever. Maybe it changed the impact sound a little bit, changed the tone of it, but it was still pretty loud when it hits that, when you make your putt, or hopefully make your putt. It is still pretty loud. So step two, after licking my wounds from the project not working and trying to figure out what the next step was, I thought, you know what, let's put a piece of bubble wrap in the bottom of the catch area and see if that makes a difference. So I'll let you guys take a listen and see what you think. So as you could hear, it did make a significant difference in the sound of the putt or the ball dropping into the catch area. However, it came with one major drawback. Once the ball hit the bubble wrap, it would not come out and down the ramp back to me, which kind of defeats the entire purpose of the product, right? So then at that point, I had to think of a different solution. What I came up with, based on having kids at home and many art projects laying around the house, what I determined was I went to a local hobby store and got a piece of foam mat. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick, pretty decent size sheet, and it's 99 cents a sheet. So what I ended up doing was cutting it to the size of the catch area, and I lined the bottom and all the sides with it, anywhere where a ball might impact wood, and I gave it a shot. So you guys take a listen and tell me what you think. All right, so I think successfully I was able to reduce the noise in my perfect practice putting mat. I don't think that the spray foam underneath made much of a difference whatsoever. To get into the real nerdy stuff, it is an open cell foam, so it's not as dense as some other foams you might be able to find that's actually sound deadening. And I think due to that lack of density, it really just changed the pitch to everything. The real impact came in the catch area, putting some padding in there to make it a lot more quiet in that regard. So I think anybody that wants to do this, you can skip the $5 can of spray foam, go straight to the foam sheets from your hobby store, and cut them to size and put them in there and have a dramatic impact. Because now the loudest part is when the ball falls out of the catch area onto the ramp and rolls down to me, which wasn't terribly loud to begin with. So overall, my experiment was a success. Hopefully you guys see this and are inspired to make some alterations to your unit as well, and are able to enjoy it at any time of the day without bothering anybody else in the family or roommates or whomever might you be living with. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for a bunch more content. We'll keep churning out stuff as long as you guys keep watching. Talk to you soon.